I am joined by Glenavon manager Michael O'Connor, who has kindly agreed to give us a few minutes to reflect on Saturday's 3-1 win against Ballymena and look ahead to this weekend's fixture against Bangor. Your reflections on the 90 minutes, Michael?
Yeah, I think it was a great win. Obviously, the score late on, I think it was the 89th minute we got the penalty, and then obviously to cap it off with 2 minutes to go in injury time. Really good. But actually, when I watched the game back, it's probably one of the worst we've played. But just shows you that we're a team now. We're finding ways to win games of football, and sometimes you have to do that, even when you're not at the best. I think both teams was a bit scrappy. For the first half, we were the better team. I thought second half, for about 20-minute spell, that they were probably better because they sort of went more long, more direct. But I thought our shape out of possession was really good. We didn't give up many chances. Don't think Mark had another save to make. Yeah, no, really pleased. Really pleased as well that we went 1-0 behind and we showed that character and resilience to come back from being 1-0 so early on. I think the hardest thing in football is to come back in a match when you're losing.
Tell us about the goal Ballymena scored. What happened?
2 or 3 things, yeah. I think when he misplaced the pass, it was between Murph and Mark. So it's sort of in between both. And Murph thought Mark was getting it, and Mark thought Murph. And then Mark made the decision to come, and he's just called him a bit late. Listen, it's one of them things. Say the boys, Murph Quinney didn't mean to make that pass. But yeah, it's just one of them things in football. But from that happening, I thought the boys were brilliant.
Tell us about the first half performance. Were you disappointed we didn't go in ahead at the break?
I wouldn't say disappointed. I think, as he conceded that goal, I think it was 4th minute we conceded it. I thought our forward play was really good. We had players run behind. I thought Peter Campbell was back to his best. It's the best I've seen him since he came back from the injury. You got Paul McGovern, who's always dangerous, was brilliant as well. And then Big Mick was good as well. His hold-up play, which makes a big difference, bringing up the pitch. He's been good the last 2 games. And then Jack Malone, I've sort of told Jack, I like to play Jack a bit deeper to get his play more, but I think Jack as a 10, he gives up more freedom where he can go and get in the box and get goals and get assists. And I thought the time of his run the ball by Peter was brilliant.
On Saturday, Mark Burton didn't seem to kick the ball quite as much when it came back to him. Was there a change in your approach at the back?
Not really. It's just trying to mix it up. I've always said to Mark and defenders, listen, if especially the Mark, listen, if you're getting pressed, there's 2 centre forwards pressing our 2 centre backs, just go over it. But if there's only 1 centre forward against our 2, then if you can play out. I put that on Mark, let him make the decision. He's experienced enough to know when to play out and when to go long. But no, we haven't really worked on it a bit on Thursday. Sort of our build-up, sort of play from the back. When to play out and when to go long. And I thought we'd done that well.
Tell us about the second half. You said it was scrappy. Why did we struggle more in the second half than we had in the first?
I don't know, probably Jim it didn't change much, to be fair. Obviously the formation of personnel, I think they went more direct and tried to play more in our half, and they picked up more second balls. But yeah, no, I thought our shape was really good. The back 4 and the 2 sixes with Barney and Owen, I thought they were really good out of possession. But yeah, they didn't hurt us. They had a bit more of the ball in our half, but they couldn't play through us. I thought the shape was really good, but you want to be the home team, you want to be on the front foot. But listen, we're happy enough. We know in games you're not going to dominate for 90 minutes. It's going to be a spell in the match where you're not going to have the ball, you're going to be under pressure. But it's how we deal with that, and I thought we dealt with it well.
Of course, we got the crucial penalty with 2 minutes to go. Do you think the referee got it right?
Yeah, I thought at the time he got it right. I thought Barney's meant to have a shot, and the lads come from behind, just put his foot in front, and Barney's kicked his foot. So I thought it was a penalty, and Barney says, yeah, he definitely caught him as he was in his backswing to have the shot. It took the referee about 5-6 seconds. I didn't think he was going to give it, but then he gave it. But yeah, no, I thought it was a penalty.
And what about Davy McDade, his coolness under pressure?
Yeah, no, listen, you want 89th minute, you need to score a goal from a penalty. Davy's been there, done it for many years. So yeah, I knew him stepping up. I sort of thought he'd scored. But no, take great composure and to step up in that sort of scenario and get the goal.
Davy has now left us. Have you thought about who might become the penalty taker from now on?
There's 2 or 3 I can take it. I think it's whoever wants it on the day. It shows that if they go and grab the ball and want to take it, I'm happy enough for them to do it. It shows that they've got a bit of confidence and they want to take the pressure. it's big pressure to hit the penalty at any stage. So no, I think I would say it would probably be Jack Malone. I would say if Jack gets a ball, you ain't getting it off him. So I think Jack will be the one taking it.
Then tell us about the third goal. Paul McGovern was centrally involved.
Yeah, no, it actually comes from sort of been on to the boys, especially the first 2, 3, 4 weeks I was here. Say when you get a lead, the worst thing you can do last 5-10 minutes is drop in your own 18-yard box. So if you actually see the goal where we win it back, it's a bad clearance from their player, but we've got our front three in their half. Instead of everyone being back in our 18-yard box, and then it causes carnage. So it's really important that we're brave, especially the back four. They step up and stop the balls coming in their box. But no, it was really good. I think it's misplaced pass by their player. I think Paul might have picked it up, Barney picked it up, gives it to Paul, and I think Paul chops the player inside and picks out a great pass to Peter Campbell. And, I played with Peter for 3 years here, and that finish is a Peter Campbell finish. He's the best at it in the business.
Tell us how important it is to have Peter back playing at his best again.
Yeah, no, it's massive. I say he's been back now for 4 weeks, I think it's 4 or 5 weeks. But it's really important that we didn't just throw him in straight away. So we've managed him really well. Obviously, the first time he played, it was 20 minutes, I think, or 15 minutes against Dungannon, and then we sort of built it to 20 minutes, and then 45, and then 60, and then 75, and then a full 90 he got there Saturday. So we had to be patient with him, even though we wanted to play 90 minutes every game, because Peter Campbell's, in my opinion, one of the best wingers in this league when he's fit. So we didn't want him breaking down again. So we've got him now where he's feeling good, his hamstring's fine, and you can see from Saturday he's back to his best.
You mentioned your namesake, Michael O'Connor. How can Michael become more consistent?
I think the last 2 games he's been brilliant. It's his hold-up play's been good. He hasn't given defenders a chance to breathe. And it's massive in this league. I say once, especially if you're playing with a single name, which we are, is he holds the ball and brings the player, the Paul McGoverns, the Jack Malones, the Peter Campbells in the play and let them do the thing. I think the last 2 games he's been superb. Against Larne, give their 2 centre backs a tour time. His work rate was brilliant. Only thing Mick needs to add, and I keep going on at him, is getting the box to score me goals. But everything else he's done the last 2 games has been brilliant.
Oran O'Kane came to the club as a left back. He has played the last 2 games in midfield. Do you think he has a future in that position?
I think Oran could play left back, centre midfield. You could probably put him in the back 3. Probably put him as centre back, left wing. So I think when we played Oran centre midfield, it was away to Larne. I think it was important that we had Barney's a centre back. He's doing really well as a 6 for us. But just thought we needed more sort of legs in there and more dynamic in there. So we went with Oran. He done really well. We thought on Saturday, but we'll try him there again, and he done really well again. He's done really well, and obviously when he's coming left back, he's playing, doing really well. So I don't want to be sort of tinkering with the back 4 if I don't have to.
And Jordan McMullen, another player who joined us in the summer, he seems to be maturing.
Yeah, Jordy's been brilliant since I came in. Every game he's been brilliant. First 2 games, maybe 3 games, he was really good defensively and attacking. Just 1 or 2 times he was switching off for goals. But the last 2, 3, 4 games, he's been unbelievable. He's been class from mate. Yeah, really enjoy working with Jordy. He's a lad that he'll take information on board, and he gets you up the pitch. He's that athletic where he can drive the ball and get you up the pitch.
And you've already mentioned Paul McGovern. How much potential is he?
Yeah, the sky's the limit for Paul. It's about just keeping Paul's feet on the floor at the minute. And you don't want to overcoach Paul McGovern. Paul's a player where you just let him go out and do his thing. But his work rate is frightening. His composure, everything about him, he's definitely got a chance. And I'll try and improve him as well as a player when I'm here and he's here, and give him sort of some tips if he does get a big move across the water, how to manage that there. Because I've done it for 15 years. So yeah, and I'll try and help Paul as much as possible. He's a great kid.
And finally, Paddy Burns came on at half time. How big was his contribution in the second half? Yeah,
with Paddy Burns, anywhere you play him, he's going to give everything he has. And Paddy will tell you himself, I think against Larne, we put him left back, and I think he struggled a bit at times. But centre half, anytime he's played centre half for me here, say the first 3 games I played him left centre half, and he was brilliant. Picked up a wee sort of niggle. He played like 2 or 3 games on the bounce, Saturday, Tuesday, the Newry one. Was out of the team, but even when he was out of the team, he sets himself standards and he's brilliant that way. But I thought on Saturday, come on, and he was really good.
So Bangor are our opponents on Saturday. What are your thoughts about them?
Yeah, no, Lee Feeney's done an unbelievable job so far this season. I watched them last week against the Glens on TV. You know what you're going to get with them. They're going to be hard to beat. They're well set up, and they've got players that can go and hurt you. You know, the big lad offers up top is a handful. So yeah, no, we'll go into it as your home form this year. Since I've come in, it's been really good. So we'll look to build on that. But we'll work on Bangor tonight and where we can hurt them and sort of stop their threat.
How important is it that we back up last Saturday's win with another winning performance this weekend?
Yeah, no, it's massive. I say, me, daughter and Fergie, when we came in, we spoke to the lads and said our home form's going to be massive for us this year. We pick up points away from home, it'll be a bonus. And so I think to get that back-to-back win will be massive for us. I say with the one Saturday there last week where we went 1-0 down, we came back and won that. That'll give the boys confidence. But listen, we need to start putting sort of back-to-back wins together now and get us close to that big group above us.
I realise you haven't picked the team for Saturday yet, but is your first thought, if possible, to field an unchanged 11? Yeah,
I like doing that, but sometimes it depends on the opposition you're playing. You know, if I feel I need to tweak it tactically, I will. But, you know, the boys that played Saturday, I thought were unbelievable. So, listen, it'd be unfair to drop them, but still there's one or two things we could do coming into Bangor because they're a completely different team from Ballymena.
And finally, it's a month until the transfer window opens. I presume you're working hard trying to identify possible new recruits. Are you finding that task difficult or perhaps a little easier than you expected?
No, it's definitely it's what I expected. It's difficult. You know, there's one or two players we thought we had a few weeks ago for January, but then clubs, there's players that picked up injuries now they're back in the team. So listen, I'll keep touching base with a lot of managers and seeing what they've got. But I say I could be told I could have a player in January, and next week I could be told I can't. So I think closer to the time we'll know that. It's just getting targets, and speaking to the managers there and speaking to players to see, you know, if they want to come. But no, we are working really hard, non-stop on the phone. But yeah, we'll definitely get a few bodies in the door in January.
How important is it to strengthen the squad in January?
Yeah, it's massive. You can't just be. I think as a manager, as a coach, you always want to be improving, especially the team. I think if we get good players in, it'll sort of drive the players that are here as well to get better, to improve us as a team. But no, listen, you have to keep sort of evolving as a football club and trying to get better. And as you do that, you need to get players in that there's going to make a better team. But I think it's massive. We're not just going to go on and get any player in that comes available. I think we'll do our background checks. You know, they have to be the right character for me, and they also have to be good players.
And finally, are you confident we can amass enough points to stay in the Premiership?
No, definitely, yeah. I got a thing the other day of sort of the points total that teams in the last 8-9 seasons have got to. So there's an average in there, which is a target we're going to show the boys, and we'll need to hit that target. But yeah, no, I'm more than confident that we can stay in this league. As you can see in this league, you win 3 or 4 games in a bounce, and you're right up there. But also, if you lose 3 or 4, you're back down there. But no, we're confident. We're more confident now than what we were 5 weeks ago when we came in. I still thought back then we got a good chance. I think there's still 60 points to play for. So yeah, no, we're going the right direction. It's just about keeping our feet on the floor and making sure we're on every time going there.
Michael, thanks for giving us so much of your time, and all the best on Saturday.
Cheers, George. Thank you.